Prophet Yahweh, double honor to the apostles, the elders, and salutations to you sincere brothers teaching truth and sincerity.
This is a lesson just going into how President Trump trying to lead America into Iran. And like Apostle Torah always said, that's one of the major prophecies that's coming to pass, which is America going into Iran. You have the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast. And this is from an article, newstarget.com, and the title says, "It's Iran next. Trump proclaims Tehran has broken spirit, a dangerous nuclear deal negotiated by Obama." It says President Donald J. Trump may have just signaled to the Iranians they could be next for either renewed sanctions from the United States and allies, or worse, for violating the spirit of the Obama administration's nuclear deal. During a press conference last week with Italian Prime Minister Matteo Gentiloni, Trump voiced extreme concerns about Tehran's overall commitment to the deal, which critics have panned, saying it's only days and eventual Iranian nuclear bomb. Trump's comments came on the heels of earlier statements made by Secretary of State Rex Tillerson, who also indicated in comments last week that the Iranians may be cheating. As reported by CNBC, Tillerson said the U.S. will be conducting a comprehensive review of the deal, using language that he also used to describe previous U.S. administration's inability to convince North Korea to abandon its nuclear program. The Trump administration is currently conducting across the entire government a review of our Iran policy, and unchecked Iran has the potential to follow the same path as North Korea and take the world along with it. The United States is keen to avoid a second piece of evidence that strategic patience is failed approach, he said. It goes on to say, a nuclear-armed Iran would be a massively destabilizing force in the Middle East, one of the most volatile regions on the planet and strategically important, given its huge oil reserves. If Iran were to develop nuclear weapons, then other nations like Saudi Arabia may also be tempted to do so, reports have said. So before I go on, get second edit, 901.
Second Ezra chapter 9, verse 1. It say, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. When thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then should thou understand that is the very same time wherein the highs will begin to visit the world which he made.
And like measure the times diligently, that's something the apostles on down from sister brothers and GMS, they always tell us to measure the times diligently. Like look at the prophecies, like the news articles, and you measure that along with the scriptures. And the definition of measure from the free dictionary says the dimensions, quantity, or capacity of something as ascertained by comparison with a standard. Now we're gonna keep a lookout on that word standard. When you look at the word capacity, it says the amount that can be contained, volume. And the scriptures is written in Psalms 40 and 7, lo is written, I come in the volume of the book. So what's that capacity that's contained? That's the prophecies of the scriptures. You know? So can I get Revelation 19:10, so Rock 39:1.
This Revelation 19:10, and I fell at his feet to worship him, and he said unto me, see thou doest not, I am thy fellow servant, and thy brother that have the testimony of Yahushua. Worship the Most High, for the testimony of Yahushua is the spirit of prophecy.
Come, that's the mentality we're supposed to be in nowadays. The spirit of prophecy. And what's the main prophecies right here is America going to Iran, which is going to cause Russia and China and other nations to jump into that. Because there's a lot of investments Russia and China has into Iran. Let me get Sirach 39 right quick.
Sirach 39:1. But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient and be occupied in prophecy.
Alright, so going back to that definition of measure, Still got to say measure 9.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, going back into that, it says the dimensions, quantity, or capacity of something as a certain by comparison with a standard. And that standard is basically it's that the Bible. You know, it's like that flag we waving. You know, we trying to help our people wake up. You know, we warning our people. So if I can get Isaiah 13:1 and 2, and look up banner and blue letter for Isaiah 13.
13, 1 and 2. This is Isaiah 13, 1 and 2. The burden of Babylon, which Isaiah, the son of Amos, did see. Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain. Exalt the voice unto them. Shake the hand that they may go into the gates of the north.
Like I previously said, that banner, you know, that's us with the scriptures, you know, and we waving. It's basically like a flag, flagpole. We waving it to our people and also to the other nations, letting them know what's coming to America, what's the downfall of America, and what's coming to them as a nation of people.
The banner is Strong's H52 to 51, and it's pronounced as Nas, and it states something lifted up, signal pole, ensign, standard, signal.
Look at the definition, strong definition below it.
Okay. States something lifted up, a token to be seen far off, a banner. You know, such as was set up on high mountains, especially in case of an invasion, when it showed the people where to assemble.
And that high mountain, you know, represent America. That's the American power structure or the government. Also, one of the definitions it says a banner, pole, or standard. So that's linking right back up. What we previously read in what's the scripture I just had? Isaiah 13:1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
So we can get Jeremiah 4 and 6.
So I got one more for you now. Metaphorically, a sign by which anyone is warned.
That's what we're doing out there on the highways and the byways. We're doing out there with the videos on YouTube.
Been watching.
We've been watching, spiritual watchmen, spiritual reporters. You know, we letting you know what's happening before the event actually happens.
So they're like doing back in the day. If something happened, they sound a horn to alert the people. Like,
They do it now. Like a tornado come,
you
you know.
Emergency alert.
Yeah.
And back like in the Roman days, they have like a little flagpole. They be waving when they see the enemy coming along. So that's what we spiritually doing out on the highways and the byways, and out here pushing out these videos on YouTube.
Google for y'all. And then also it said a banner, an enzyme to show the people what it's symbol meant. Alright, so the enzyme is these scriptures, man. Alright, the word of Yahweh Shema Shai. And we telling our people what it's symbol, man. You know, we so-called Negro, Latino, the Native American, and the Israelite form of scatter, man. Alright, we assembling under this truth, man. For Yahweh Shema Shai. This is Isaiah 11:11. It's saying it shall come to pass in that day that Yahweh shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria, and from Egypt, and from Pathros, and from Cush, and from Elam, and from Shinar, and from Hamath, and from the islands of the sea. And he shall set up an ensign for the nation, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel, and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. You know, and it's going into, it's a spiritual gathering, a spiritual assembly of his people, man. And said the outcasts of Israel, man. You know, so when you say those Gentiles in Isaiah chapter 11, it's talking about the Israelite foreigners, man. But like the brother said, these times that we coming into, during the time of war, death and famine, we telling the people where to gather, man. And why Proverbs 18 and 10 said the name of the Lord is a strong tower, the righteous run into it and are safe, man. So we telling the people where to gather, man.
So I got a quick one. It states, this is Luke 13:2. And Yahweh Shai answering said unto them, suppose ye that these Galileans were sinners above all the Galileans, because they suffer such things. I tell you, nay, but except ye repent, ye shall all likewise perish. For those 18 upon whom the tower and Siloam fell and slew them, think ye that they were sinners above all men that dwelt in Jerusalem? I tell you, nay, but except ye repent, ye shall all likewise perish. So that just goes to show you that Yahweh Shah was watching the current events too. He was a watchman because he gave a report of what happened, that was going on during his time frame, man.
That's right. We're supposed to be ambassadors of Yahweh Shai, which means like we representatives of him. We're supposed to be in that same mind frame.
Right.
Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 1 and 2. Gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
And that nation not desire is talking about you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Everywhere you go, you like a reproach of the earth. You look down upon it. So you're a nation not desired. You under those curses. Pursuant to Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, and other curses in the Bible.
It's that assembly again. Verse 2. Before the decree bring forth, before the day pass as the shaft, before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you, before the day of the Lord's anger come upon you. Seek ye the Lord.
That's judgment day. So when those missiles coming, man, along with Yahweh Shai, man. But, hey, 1/3 is the only ones that's going to get it, man, the elect. 2/3 is not going to get it, man. They're not going to assemble with us within the spirit. Lord, when we're a part of that assembly, man.
2/3 ain't trying. 2/3 right on NBA. That's all they even talk about. The NBA right now. There's gonna be something else on down the road. On so they just.
That's right, bro. You got some on that?
Verse 3. Seek ye the Lord, all ye meek of the earth, which have wrought his judgment.
You seek the Lord by the prophets, on the highways and the byways, on YouTube. How do you seek the Lord? Or watching the videos, or going to the camps within your cities. What else you said, bro? There's another point.
Seek ye the Lord, all ye meek of the earth.
Meek, who's the meek? Who's the lowly? Man, the house of Israel beginning with the elect.
Which have wrought his judgment. Seek righteousness, seek meekness. It may be ye shall be hid in the day of the Lord's anger.
When you come into the truth, man, that's how you seek the Lord. Basically, and you learn how to be meek. You learn how to be righteous. Because that's what the truth teaches you, man. And how you gonna be here from the day of the Lord. That's going to Isaiah. That's Psalms 91 chapter, man.
Yeah.
Basically, you'll have that protection, that covering, man.
You want that spiritual pavilion or that refuge. How about you outside? Alright, so
It's Jeremiah 4:5. Declare ye Judah and close in Jerusalem, and say, blow ye the trumpet in the land. Cry, gather together, and say, assemble yourself, and let us go into the defense city.
Yeah, let's blow the trumpet. It's like brothers getting into it by speaking out over these prophecies. Going into the downfall of America, what's coming to the nation of Israel as a whole, which is the kingdom of heaven.
Set up the standard towards Zion.
Let's go into the scriptures again.
Retire, say not, for I will bring evil from the north.
Let's go into Russia.
And a great destruction.
And that's going to nuclear destruction that's coming to America.
Jeremiah 4:21. How long shall I see the standard and hear the sound of the trumpet?
We're going to answer that question with Isaiah 6:11.
Isaiah 6:11. Then say I, Yahweh, by Shem El Shai, how long? And he answered, until the cities be wasted without inhabitant, and the houses without man, and the land be utterly desolate.
Good. There you go. Alright, and also we're going to answer that question again with Amos 9.
Amos 8:11. Behold, the day comes, said the Most High. I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the word of the Most High.
Come. And let's go into our people. They're gonna be wanting to hear like what's happening when all these different tragedies happen to them, in America. They're gonna be wondering like what's going on. They're gonna be looking for us, but with Spirit How by Sean Shah, there's not gonna be more videos out there on YouTube because it's gonna be a whole government shutdown. We're not gonna be allowed out there on the highways and the byways because martial law will be out there in the streets.
That's why the scripture in Zephaniah said, gather yourselves together, O nation not desire before the decree come past.
Yeah, that's right. And the pastors, according to Micah chapter 3, their eyes gonna be darkened in that day, man. Which they ain't gonna have no answer. They ain't gonna have no liquid wisdom, man. Alright, these so-called pastors that our people flock to, gather themselves by the troops, into those harlot houses, according to Jeremiah, the 5th chapter. They're not gonna have no answers in that day, man.
Right.
Yeah. And this is Romans 9. David said, let their table be made a snare, and a trap, and a stumbling block, and a recompense unto them.
Let's speak it over. If I'm not mistaken, I want to say it's like Isaiah 6:9. How they have ears to hear, and they perceive not. Going through that. Basically, it's a curse on them.
Right.
That's why 2/3 of our people, when you have shot, we was about to get put on the cross. Our people were saying, "Let His blood be on our hand." So that's basically putting a curse on themselves that they're not gonna get the truth on their side. They're not gonna be delivered on their side.
Mm-hmm. All right. And of course, their table is the truth as well. Verse 10. Let their eyes be darkened, that they may not see, and bow down their back always.
Yeah, that's spiritually talking about your eyes. You can't really understand these scriptures. When it says, he that has an ear to let him hear, they can't hear it. They spiritually can't see what's going on with these prophecies or the word,
Well, I got that bow down for you too.
That's it. Most High blind, and like basic blind him. It's like they fit for destruction.
Mm-hmm.
And they can't do nothing back. You talk to them, tell them, and all of them say, I just don't see it. I just can't get there because your eyes not open.
Yeah. And a lot of times brothers be working with them, just for edification sake. But through the spirit, and sometimes you can read that a person is just not gonna get it, that bow down, in the Greek is
Strong's G 4781. Subcapto.
it means to bow down one's back, metaphor, to subject one to error and hardness of heart. And so when it states also always within that scripture, it's talked about continuously. So every time you come in your reincarnation, you ain't gonna get the truth anyway, man.
So this is our predestination from the beginning. We get Ephesians. This is Ephesians 1 and 4. According as He hath chosen us in Him before the foundation of the world, that we should be holy and without blame before Him in love, having predestinated us unto the adoption of children by Yahweh Shah to Himself, according to the good pleasure of His will. So it's Yahweh Shah's will who He's going to deliver out of here. It's also Yahweh Shah's will who He's not going to deliver, which is 2/3 of our people. To get back to his article, man. Y'all had something? Alright, it says, we cannot live in a situation where Iran has nuclear weapons and we don't. It is as simple as that. One Saudi official said in 2011, the Jerusalem Post reported at the time, if Iran develops a nuclear weapon, that would be unacceptable to us and we will have to follow suit. In his press with Gentiloni, Trump added that his read of the Iranian nuclear deal is that it is likely to prevent Tehran for developing and stockpiling weapons of mass destruction. And he also said it already looks as though Iran is not complying with the terms of the deal. They are not living up to the spirit of the agreement, I can tell you that, Trump said. And we'll analyze it very, very carefully, and we'll have something to say about it in not too distant future. But Iran has not lived up to the spirit of the agreement, and they have to do that. He added that Tehran was engaged in a tremendous disservice to themselves by continuing to provide funding for terrorist groups and regimes, as well as testing longer range ballistic missiles and fighting on the side of Syrian President Bashar al-Assad in that country's civil war. We said the provisions of nuclear deals should have dealt with things like that before it was ever signed. But as observers of the deal have noted, it appears as though Obama was more interested in a legacy than actually cutting a deal beneficial to the Western interests. It was a terrible agreement, the president said. That shouldn't have been signed. It should have been negotiated the way it was negotiated. I'm all for agreements, but that was a bad one. As bad as I ever seen negotiated, he added. As for what actions the administration may take in the future to check Iran, analysts have said 2 recent uses of force, the massive Tomahawk cruise missile attack on Syrian air base and the use of largest non-nuclear ordnance in the U.S. military stockpile against ISIS-K complex in Afghanistan were meant to send a message to Tehran of United States capabilities.
This is Psalm 10 and 5. It said it weighs, start at 4. It's Psalm 10 and 4. It said the wicked through the pride of his countenance will not seek after the Most High. The Most High is not in all his thoughts. Verse 5. His ways are always grievous. Thy judgments are far above out of his sights. As far as all his enemies, he puffeth at them. Going into Trump, man. Because ever since he done did that little that Tomahawk strike on Syria, man, he just been puffed up, man. He been going around like he just gonna pick a fight with everybody, man. So he around here puffed up. Even though he taking orders, man, Trump got his own pride though, man. Even though he a puppet, he still got his own pride, man. And he puffed up, man. He around here on go mode, like he just gonna take the world over, man. In verse 6. This him. You can see. I know Trump said this before. He said he have said in his heart, I shall not be moved. It said, for I shall never be in adversity. It said his mouth
goes back to the first scripture you read. You can see it in his countenance.
No, this nigga said this. It said verse 7. His mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. And under his tongue is mischief and vanity.
So Trump will tell you on TV it's about the kids in Syria.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, behind closed doors, it's about their resources, man.
Right. And he said it's about the kids in Syria. What about the poison of the kids in Detroit? On your own land? Or the other kids, in the United States not eating or getting poisoned by the chemtrails or the fluoride in the water. Right.
Then the author said that he said Iran was funding terrorists. And we know America is behind all the terrorist groups on planet Earth, man. Alright, they got the chemical weapons from America, man. Alright, ISIS was started by America, man. 9/11, that was America, man. But they say his tongue full of fraud, defraud, and mischief, man. So that's all Esau about, man. Alright, fraud, mischief, and vanity, man.
I got something brother. It's Job 18. I'm starting at verse 8. I'm gonna read down. For he is cast into a net by his own feet, and he walketh upon a snare. The jinn shall take him by the heel. And
can you run it back?
This is Job chapter 18, verse 8. For he is cast into a net by his own feet.
Right. Feet, your instructions. It's gonna catch your ass up in the trap, man.
And also with that net, that's that trap of him. Basically, most I put a spirit on them, create those nukes. But that's gonna be their own destruction.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And he walketh upon a snare. The jinn shall take him by the heel, and the robber shall prevail against him. The snare is laid for him in the ground, and a trap for him in the way. It's the point right here. Verse 11. Terrors shall make him afraid on every side. and should drive him to his feet. Right, because this is what's going on right now, man. They fear what Iran can do in North Korea, man. You know, and they already know the other nations got nuclear technology, but the main nations, a lot of nations, they've been trying to keep them getting the nukes. They got them now, man. Right. So like the script going to the prophecies, terror making Esau afraid on every side, man. That's why the scripture said, when he see you have but a short time, he gonna come down with great wrath, man. He basically seeing his strength failing, man. He's seeing all the nations taking up a parable against him. All the nations pointing their missiles at him, man. Because even before the whole North Korea thing, man, it's probably about two weeks to a month before that, an article came out that China had just pointed 1,300 missiles at the United States. 1,500. Right, 1,500, which they don't even want to talk about that. You know what I'm saying? But this was before he started just all aiming his focus at North Korea, man. You know, so terror is making him afraid on every side, man. You know, there's no way out, man. Verse 12, his strength shall be hunger bidden, and destruction shall be ready at his side. And this go for them elites too, man. This they playing, but they starting to see their time is short, man. They starting to see shit. Because even with the whole war in Syria, man, that war been going on for 6 years. They according to them, they would have been took Syria down, and they would have been in Iran by now, man. But the Most High putting them on straits in their way, man. You know, he sent Russia up in there. See, they basically disregard the prophecies, man. But the prophets told them Russia was gonna come to the guard of all those Arab nations, man. You know, and it's going back into the scriptures brother started off with, measure time diligently in itself, man. But basically Esau, the elites, they whole plan, like it said. I'm gonna read this verse again, y'all. One of y'all can break it down. This verse 12, Job 18 and 12 again. His strength shall be hunger bidden, and destruction shall be ready at his side. It shall devour the strength of his skin, even the firstborn of death shall devour his strength. His confidence shall be rooted out of his tabernacle, and it shall bring him to the king of terrors.
It goes into that scripture how basically, what it says, like how it's going to go in his belly, but Yahweh Shemashah going to make it vomit it up.
So he's not going to basically enjoy that meal at the table of his new world order. By the time he about to be ready, you know what I'm saying, sit down at the table, put his chair up to the table, Yahweh and the angels coming. And they're going to mess up their whole program.
Destruction is at his side, man. You know, because all these countries are talking about nuclear, man. You know, ain't nobody talking about the all the troop movements and all this and that, man. You know, so like the brother said, when he think when he try to settle this thing down, man, how about you now, shot? You know, the four angels holding back their destruction, they gonna let them four winds loose, man. That destruction loose, man.
I'm gonna get the hunger bits in Job 18 and 12.
Let's see what we can do out of that.
It's Ra'aib. He's hungry man, meaning he's greedy. He's greedy. You know what I'm saying? And failing his strength.
Right, so his strength is failing, man. So his strength is hunger bidden, man. So that's what's going on, man. He see it, man. He see his strength failing. Nobody scared of him no more. You know, all these nations he was able to pump, they like, it's whatever now. You know what I'm saying? North Korea already told him, make fire one shot. You know? You got one?
Yeah, this Job 15 and 23. I hope it go with it. He wandered abroad for bread.
That's why he's in those different countries, trying to get the resources, man. Continue to, because you control a person's resources, and then you implement, a central bank in there. You control that country, man.
Where he knoweth that day of darkness is ready as at his hand. Trouble and anguish shall make him afraid.
And that's what the brother was talking about, destruction on every side, man. Go ahead.
They shall prevail against him as a king ready to battle.
Yeah, meaning that those Esau is going to be destroyed, man. Really, the Esau is going to bring down Esau, along with Yahweh Shah, along with the missiles, man. Because Russia Russia is going to nuke this place, man.
Right.
Although, you know, America is going to be shooting missiles back, but due to the prophecies, America is going to be destroyed. And Russia is not going to come in power anyway.
Hey, what say about the darkness?
Uh,
Can I say this? Like, think about it. It's one America. It's one, you know, everybody gonna leave America. Everybody gonna turn on America. It's one America in the rest of the world. So you how America gonna fight everybody?
Yeah.
They can't do it. They gonna be outmatched.
he know it that the day of darkness is really at his hand.
That darkness is really that's going to a nuclear destruction. And so this is Ezekiel 34:12. As a shepherd seeking out his flock in the day, that he is among his sheep that are scattered. So will I seek out my sheep and will deliver them out of all places where they have been scattered in the cloudy and dark day. So that dark day is talking about that nuclear destruction. Though ICBMs hit America. You know.
This Jeremiah 50:31-32. Behold, I'm against thee, O thou most proud, said the Most High of hosts, for the days is coming, the time that I will visit thee. And the most proud shall stumble and fall, and none shall raise him up. And I will kindle a fire in the city, and shall devour all round about him. You know, what the proud is basically so-called, it's called white people. And Trump is the most proud fucking you ever seen. And America got almost at its time, you know, America had its time to rule. And Americans are proud ass people. Oh, you mean you can't this is America. Now this dude I know, he's at the gym, he's like, man, America got the best army. America this, America that. That's how proud these fucking Americans are. But you know, they talk all they say this and say that, but they really don't know. Like I was saying, it's one America, and it's more countries than America. In America though, you know what I'm saying?
You got all America's allies, they're going to turn against them,
Yeah.
pursuing the Obadiah. But I got something to do with y'all brought out Job, that book of Job, what, 18 it was? Alright, this Joel 3:9-10. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up.
Right, see, and that's one thing the elites know, man. They know the prophecies. They think they're going to upset the prophecies, man. Why do you think the scripture said they basically going to try to fight against the Lord when he come back, man? That's him rising up against the prophecies, man. You know?
Alright. And it says, beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say I am strong.
That's one of the reasons why they got those missiles, man. They're using their agriculture, their resources to invest in the military, right?
Like years ago, you never heard about what Iran or Saudi Arabia, India, North Korea have nuclear, weapons and stuff like that.
Yeah, another I was at a steel school today. We was over at the steel mill on how they turn scrap into steel. And you know, when you say beat your plowshares to swords. Now they can take an old tractor and make it into pure steel, and they can use that steel to build tanks, aircrafts, the warships, So that's another way that they are actually beaten, because you got to melt it down into liquid, to purify it, get the iron substance out of it, and then they add a few elements to it, and then they can turn it into what type of steel they want, man, depending on what you want, man. But so the scripture is literally they beat they plowshares into swords, man.
This is on Job 18:14-15. His confidence shall be rooted out of his tabernacle. It shall bring him to the king of terrors.
Terrorists, that's Yahweh. Really, that's the most out of Yahweh shot.
Alright, so these crackers terrified right now, man. That's why Trump going haywire. You got these two crazy Edomite generals, man. McMaster, he got McMaster and See, they done been in the wars, man. They tripping, man. Like Kim Jong, this nigga got nukes, you know what I'm saying? See, they really been in the war. And they tripping though. And it's finna go down, man. But Most High, like I said, gonna bring them to the king of terrors, man. Terror's making them afraid on every side right now. And like I said, their confidence being rooted out, man.
They America name don't hold weight like it used to, man. They wouldn't have had to take it this far 1999, alright, 2000. They wouldn't have had to send no warships over there doing military drills in the Korean over there by Korean Peninsula, man. You know, they over there flexing, dropping bombs. You know, they wouldn't have to do all that, man. They name not hold no weight like that, man. You know.
Verse 15. It shall dwell in his tabernacle, talking about terrors, because it is none of his. Brimstone shall be scattered upon his habitation.
That's this habitation, man. Alright, everybody scrap, man. And then we just know what they show on TV, man. All those military got all type of secret stuff that ain't nobody seen yet, man. You know? Only person who really know what everybody got is how about Shemal Shah, man, because he put it in their mind, man. And Esau, you know, you think the CIA know everything and they can search out everything, but it's a lot of things that how about Shemal Shah don't even let Esau know about, man. You know, and that's how he gonna fall into his own snare, man. You know, because his lands and animals that Esau don't know about, man. So you know it's different military weapons that those countries got that Esau don't know about, man. But when it's time for them to bring it out, you know, they gonna know, man.
Like Samuel L. Jackson even said that in that movie Kingsman. He was like, we know about the CIA, the MI6 of British. He was like, hell, we don't even know the name of China's Secret Service. Now that's a secret, you know what I'm saying? He was like, he was like, now that's a real Secret Service. We don't even know their name, man. Just like the brother was saying, man. We gotta go.
It's Luke 21:28. And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up, and lift up your head, for the redemption draw nigh.
And things come to pass, you know, when we start out with those prophecies in the scriptures, you know. Redemption drawing nigh, calls Apostle Tahar. As I've been watching him for years, he's been saying that was one of the major two prophecies we wait on. You know, it's America stepping into Iran and the RFID chip being implemented across the, you know, the 4 globes of the earth. You know, so
Can I say this? There's times, you know, the times in the Matthew, like earthquakes, diverse places, uproar of people, and you know, people, you know, you know. So like you said, it's we close, man.
So that's the only thing we really waiting for is just America going to Iran and that RFID chip getting implemented. So
This we break down, man. This is Habakkuk 1:6. For lo, I raise up the Chaldeans, that bitter and hasty nation, which shall march through the breadth of the land to possess the dwelling places that are not theirs.
Right, man. This actually going into the Chaldeans. They actually took Israel down, man. You know, but who's the modern day Chaldeans now, man? Esau, man. You know, because the whole point Habakkuk was making a prayer, man, and he was asking the Lord, you use this nation to punish us, but this nation way more wicked than us. You gonna continue to let them rule over us? You know, and that's our same mind frame, man. Because even though the Lord used Esau, the so-called white man, to punish us, man, they way more wicked than us, man. You know, even 2/3 of our people, you know, say their deeds have surpassed the wicked, man. But Esau, man, it's just no end to his wickedness, man. You know? Go ahead, bro.
Verse 7. It said they are terrible and dreadful. Their judgment and their dignity shall proceed of themselves.
And notice Esau took on all the ancient customs of the Babylonians, man, other ancient Chaldeans, man. But it's this Babylon the Great, man. So they took this shit to the whole nother level, man. That's why I say Babylon the Great. This was Babylon you know, just Babylon, but America is called Babylon the Great, man, because this wickedness hey, the wickedness of them Babylonians don't even compare to the wickedness of Esau, man.
And you can see the difference between because Obama, you know, he's an Ethiopian Babylon, but you see with Trump, it's a whole nother level.
Huh?
You know, just comparing those two. And it says, verse 8, their horses are also swifter than the leopards, and are more fierce than the evening wolves.
Right, going to their military might, man.
And saying, and their horsemen shall spread themselves, and their horsemen shall come from far. They shall fly as the eagle that hasted to eat.
Huh?
You know, when it says the horsemen shall spread themselves. And America's getting spread thin right now, man. All these different altercations in these different countries, man. You know?
Come, the process playing out perfectly, man. Now, Obadiah, when they said they should be, they should bring you even to the border. In America, where they at now? Now they over there at the border of Korea, man. How the hell you gonna fight a war on every side of the earth, man? You already you in Afghanistan, you in Iraq, you know what I'm saying? You in over here in Syria. Now you talking about fighting now you talking about fighting Korea, man, which Russia and China been made a pact. China had a pact with Korea since '61 that they gotta defend them, man. You know?
That's like Rome. Rome spread out all over.
Huh?
You know, same way, man.
You got to protect the homeland, man. It's gonna be an invasion in America, man. That's why the scriptures in Jeremiah say when the Babylon destruction is near, they're gonna be against on every side. Going back to Job, terror should make them afraid on every side, man.
I got a quick precept to back you up. In Ezekiel 39:2, and I will turn thee back and leave but the sixth part of thee, and will cause thee to come up from the lower parts.
Huh?
So basically, your arm is gonna be broken into six parts, but one is gonna remain in the city, in this country, man, and will bring thee upon the mountains of Israel. Going back, the beginning of the scriptures actually talking about how y'all gonna be spread thin. Six parts, but one is gonna be remaining within this country, man.
And guess what? It tell you, even when the destruction is nigh in Babylon, Jeremiah 50 and 51, it tell you your mighty man gonna become as women in that day. They gonna remain in their holes. They gonna be forborn to fight, man. They gonna be scared, man. They gonna be scared as hell, man.
Right. Going back into this, Ezekiel 39:2, I will turn thee back and leave but the sixth part of thee. That's that sixth part.
Huh?
In verse 9, it says, they shall come all for violence. Their faces shall suck up as the east wind, and they shall gather the captivity as the same.
Come.
You know, because that's all America has really, through America, and they don't almost got the whole world in captivity, man. You know, doing that central banking and then the IMF, man. They almost got the whole world in captivity, man.
Michael too. They cover fields, man. You know, they take them by violence. They oppress a man in his heritage. You know, like he was saying, they done that to the whole earth, man. But going back to the scripture, brother read Joel, now the weak saying man strong, man. Now these nations starting to rise up and get America out there. Like North Korea, they detained like three U.S. citizens over the past week, man. They ain't playing. If you a U.S. citizen, they get you at the airport, man. They ain't playing. They ain't taking no chances, man.
That's so crazy. That third one was a fucking Korean with American citizenship, man.
Verse 10, and they shall scoff at the kings, and the princes shall be a scorn unto them. They shall deride every stronghold, for they shall eat dust and take it.
Man.
So they scoffing at the kings of the earth right now, man. You know, you see Trump, man. Alright, pride as hell, man, scoffing at the kings of the earth, man. Alright, he like I say earlier, man, he think he just finna try everybody, man. He finna bully everybody, man. You know, but those wicked nations saying they strong, man, and how about Shema Shai gonna wake up they mighty man. And like it said in the scripture, Joel 3:9, wake up the mighty man. They talk about those other nation mighty men. You know, because like the brother said, in America, they gonna be scared as hell, man. They gonna be before in the fight, man. But the other nation getting their mighty spirit, and you seen that in that parade that Korea had last week, man. Alright, those citizens were bouncing in front of them missiles, man. You know, so they gonna ready to leave work, put their uniforms on, man. That's the spirit of Yahweh Shimmy outside, waking up those mighty men, man. Putting those ancient spirits on all these other countries, man. You know.
I want to take you on, bro. Ezekiel 33:33. And when this cometh to pass, the Lord will come, then shall they know that a prophet have been among them.
So you see those men, which are the apostles, elders, and great millstone, and sincere brothers on down, going out them highways and byways, proclaim all these different prophecies coming to pass. You're gonna know that, man, I wish I should have listened to those guys. You know, I came across those videos, I scoffed at it. So I basically just clicked off of it. So you're gonna pretty much you're gonna be confounded when the next kingdom comes. You're gonna be ashamed. So those are the only prophecies we pretty much waiting for. Is Iran and basically America going to Iran, and you have the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast.
I hope you're edified. Shalom.
Shalom.
That's one, bro.
Alright,
That's good, bro.
so you out. Your turn. Your turn.